Around the world and across Nigeria, this is still Enterprise, a morning on Enterprise television. And now to our main conversation for today. Women of Okuama in Bomadi local government area of Delta State in the weekend protested against what they called the return of armed youth of Okuama in Uheli South local government area, who they alleged were threatening the peace of the riverine area.
And the placard carrying women, led by the chairlady of Okoloba community, Timi Bakbebi Godwin, and Secretary Mary Okoebi, staged a protest in black attires along the coastal fringe of Koloba community, chanting against violence and bloodbath, as well as sending an SOS to the federal government to come to their aid.
Yes, as some inscription on the placards read, "We say no to violence, enough of the killing on our land." And Okuama youth are returning in a commando style. We say no to the return of armed youths of Okuama, resettle Okuama people amongst their Ewu brothers in Uheli South local government, amongst other inscriptions.
But less than 24 hours after the exit of the troops from Okuama, a fresh crisis erupted with another neighboring community, culminating in the killing of one person while 3 other persons were seriously injured. The persons who was killed and those sustaining machete wounds were alleged to have gone there to loot Henry.
Very well, that's very true. Of course, in the studios, we also do justice and have an awesome conversation today with us. Is Sheson Okwade. He is a chartered accountant and also a public affairs commentator. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Henry. Good morning, Chairman.
Good morning, and thank you for
glad to
joining
be
us
back
today.
after a very long break
Very
in the
true.
studio.
Yes, so how was the weekend?
Yeah, great. At least we have returning back supply
Yeah.
of what we left before we left Lagos, and the crisis of the fuel. At least we can now
Yes,
walk to
more.
the filling station and back.
And comfortably get some
Yeah.
product for ourselves, so that's good. All right, so quickly let's move on to the pride of the moment right now, and it's not other but Okuama. We've had this discussion severally on this platform, and right now, 24 hours after the military made their exit, the people are planned to resettle back, and just about the time they are making themselves comfortable, the warring youths are back to the community. And of course, the women are all over the place saying, hey, enough is enough of this. So does this mean this was the killing of the 17 soldiers in the first instance was premeditated?
Thank you very much, Henry. You see, the issue we are faced with when it comes to level of insecurity in the country, is the function of the failure of some of our leaders.
Okay.
And I would say this, that some of the people that you are considering as vigilante group and the likes are instruments in the hand of some of these politicians. And they have so much confidence in themselves that they can get away with anything they are doing. And that's why we're saying this. And the only thing that can checkmate their activity is the presence of the military. We might ask the question that let the military go back to their base and leave those people, but you must have been able to pass a message. So why would you ask yourself the question, just 24 hours on the exit of the military, this issue of fracas are coming up? Those guys that are making the issue are not the one. If you investigate very well, there are people behind the scene that are using them to settle scouts. And most of the time, you always pick things of the periphery. You pick those boys and they keep themselves not getting to the root of it, or people that are actually pushing them over. Where did they get some of the machineries that they are using? Where did they get the equipment they are using to attack the market? Do you know that at times, not only in Okuama, if you go around, some of these so-called area boys have what we call the godfathers that backs them up. They pick them up at times, and within 48 hours, they are back on the street. And you ask yourself, these are guys that are making the environment, not peaceable for people to stay. So until we start having these consequences for wrongdoing, I can tell you that have we been able, with the crisis we are in Okuama before now, have we been able to apprehend anyone, punished people, to serve as deterrent to others? The answer is no. That's why on the exit, the people that masterminded the killing of those people can still have the gut to start creating issues. So I will keep saying that until we have consequential things to some of the wrongdoing, People will tell me that, so the way and manner you pick up this thing, you are too hard. I feel that nothing stops us. When you get hold of these people, get them off. Let me use the language of the street. Delete them off the line. By the time you reduce 1, 2, 3, provided you have your investigation correctly and accurately, you want to tell me that people in the area do not know the mastermind of some of this problem? At times you pick innocent people, you kill them, and you leave the perpetrator that are still actually perpetrating this act. Otherwise, if you are able to put consequences to some of this, it will serve as deterrent to say, even though somebody is pushing me to go and do this thing, I will revert back because I know that it's not the one that will be killed. I might be the one that will lose my life, and it will still continue. So they will tell you that, sir, if you want us to go and perpetrate this, carry your family and let them take the lead.
Okay, thank you so much, Okwade. Moving on with the comments you made saying that it's failure of some leaders and looking at some of the perpetrators who are behind the scene, but using these young youths as a ploy to actually mastermind this act. Now, what will you say to them? Do you think that those who are actually on the forefront, that's should I call them the chess players, playing this chess and using this youth, don't you think that the law would not have a hold on them or bring them to book?
Well, I won't want to go there to say the law cannot have an hold on them. Nobody is above the law. It's just the way and manner we practice our things in this country that makes some people to be separate cows in terms of corruption, in terms of creating unrest in certain areas. You take some, you see, it starts from little things. Imagine somebody flouting traffic law and law enforcement agency is picking you up and you have the guts to call someone. That's how I always make reference to a man. I may not be 100% correct, but I can tell you the way and manner I perceived that man, more than 85% I will tell you. And that's Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola. While he was governor in this Lagos, whosoever you are, if you are being found culpable of wrongdoing, most especially in terms of traffic offenses, you dare not put a call through to him. He will tell you, do the right thing. If you are found culpable, then you'll be punished. Those are messages we should start passing out. Nobody is above the law. Don't feel because do you know at times I see expatriates being accompanied by our law enforcement agency oppressing with the citizen. What do you speak to that? It makes them feel that they are far better than, and for some of us who have traveled out of this country, we discover that they cannot even match up with you and I when it comes about technical competency. But because somebody is bringing them in, we are saying we are having collaboration, foreign direct investment, we are overprotecting them beyond what, and we are allowing them to flout the law of our land. And that's why we will call up on the law enforcement agency. Nobody is above the law. If people are found culpable of some of the acts that is actually making the country or the environment ungovernable, punish them. It will serve as deterrent to others. But what we've been saying is that we celebrate these people the more rather than punish. And that's why we can say that can they be found culpable under the law? The law does not separate the rich from the law. It's the same law that is applicable to the rich that you ought to give to the law. But our system has actually separated them in such a way that when you are financially buoyant, you can buy yourself over and not be punished under the law, even when you are found culpable of those acts that you are perpetrating.
Very, very true. Now let's get into the chest of the matter here. First off, the reason why all of this conundrum is happening is because of a communal clash, between the Okuama community and some other community. Now, aftermath, the Okuama community are saying the reason all of this is because they have been found or they have been placed in a community or in a place that they are not supposed to be. They are coming out to say, we are supposed to be amongst our brothers, the Ewu people. Now, do you think this could be a problem of political score? Because if you are my brother, we speak the same language, the same dialect. I don't think there's any reason for us to be politically divided comparing me to some other community that we don't have an affinity with. So how do you think the Delta State administration and government would go on settling this so as to curb this big issue that we keep having resurfacing every other time?
You see, I will always say that when it comes to this country, the way we allow politicians to divide us is really not out of space. I will always make reference to several people settled somewhere at a particular time, and they became so entrenched in that particular area. I will use in the southwest, my area. They will tell you that there was a time in Osun State, the Ife and Modakeke crisis were much. And people said the Modakekes are aliens, they traveled, they migrated there. But you discover that this set of people moved in there for economic gains and some of the reasons that, and they've actually had, collaboration with you, having intertribal marriage, their children have married your children and you become one. So what stops us kind of collaborating and seeing the best we can explore out of that particular relationship rather than segregating? And that's why this will always be my major area of concentration, to say, can we minimize this aspect of saying I'm this ethnic, I'm that ethnic? Can we focus on one Nigeria? To say whether you are Hausa, you are Igbo, you are Yoruba, these are the area where the politician writes on to divide us. But when they are discussing within themselves, it's one Nigeria. I should be able to see Chioma, who is from the East, as my sister, because we speak one common language, let me say English, and we're able to have understanding. I should be able to see a Northerner anywhere I go, to see my brother, because the crisis is beyond the major ethnic group you're saying. Even within that ethnic group, when you come to Yoruba land, somebody will tell you you are from Ijesha, I'm from Ijebu. Even when you go to Ogun State, somebody will tell you it's from Ijebu. The other party is from Egba. The other one is telling you is from Itele. And you ask yourself, why this division? When you get to Ijebu, some will tell you they are from Ijebu. This one is wrong. Why are we disintegrating some of these things and not coming together to see the dividend this harmonious relationship can offer unto us? And that's why we are seeing those things. Otherwise, I should be able to move freely, leaving Lagos and resettling in Anambra. With my expertise, people can benefit from it and I can develop it. Those are the ways that people have been integrated together. But we've allowed the politician to bring in this separation, this segregation, this division, to say, no, Chioma is not my sister. Chioma is from the East. As a matter of fact, I will tell everyone that cares to, my immediate younger brother married from the Southeast. So I consider them as one of us. Because we speak the same language, I've been able to pick the dialect of some of those people. And these days when they are speaking, I will be able to pick one or two things. She grew up in the North. My younger brother grew up in the North. That's where they met. So I think Nigeria should start speaking from the perspective of one Nigeria, irrespective of your tribe. That will mitigate this crisis that we are having down the low. Otherwise, people will be saying that you've migrated us here. Let me stay with your brother. Those you are staying with, are they your enemy? They are not. They are your brother, because we are one Nigeria being served by one common resources that we are all beneficiary of. Because it will always lead to the area of saying, no, these resources are for us, the Easterner, so the Southwest should not benefit from it. That's enough crisis on its own. But if we consider ourselves as one, we believe that the resources we are tapping from the East is beneficiary to the West, and the Northerners can gain from it. And globally, as a nation, we are all better off for it. I feel we should start taking up. That's how I will tell you, if you ask me, where are you from? Maybe from my name, you can pick I'm from this part of the country. But I'll tell you that I'm a Nigerian, and leave me as a Nigerian. I've actually been engaging in classes where I can speak other languages, so that when I get there, you start seeing me speaking Hausa language. You get confused and say, but from your name, you don't look like one. I say, okay, give me an Hausa name so that I'll start bearing. But the truth of it is, we should minimize this disintegration of ethnic group, because even when you come to your own ethnic side, you still see further division down the drain, which is really not helping our economy.
Very true.
Okay, thank you so much, Okwande. Thank you. Okay, moving on. If the crisis that is currently happening in Okuama at this moment What does that have to say about the government strategy in resolving the killings of the 17 soldiers?
Yeah. Well, I will continue to say that the approach of the military in that area was really not a welcome idea. But I think we, the followers, are given justification for the government to see that they are right, because they've pulled out the military and we've started seeing crisis. So the government had no option, knowing fully well that one of their focal reasons is to provide security and the welfare of the people, to return back those people, to protect those innocent citizens that are there. I will always say this, that government on its own should look for way. Politician now, don't let me put it at government. Politician should know how to speak the language to the people. I keep telling you that most of the people that are perpetrating this act, the major actor, are behind the scene. They are only forefronting people that do not have understanding, that all they hear is go, and they will start moving because somebody has spoken. We should look at way of talking to individual. I can tell you that it might be one or two politicians for his personal gain that is actually masterminding that. No, let's go back to our people because I'm not having so much affluence in this area. I know that if I'm going back to my people, I can have so much control, lot of gain. That is actually masterminding the people that actually say, no, we want to go back. Wherever you see yourself today, that fortune has taken you to, consider it as a place where you can have as your abode, where you can reside and grow, see how you can contribute to the bottom line, knowing fully well that on the larger scale, the country will be beneficiary of some of the gains or some of the things in question.
Very true. You see, Choma, this brings me to the question, just like our guest did say, unity in diversity. And that was the reason why the National Youth Service Corps was created in the first place. Or a situation where some of our youth corps members, ask or, redeploy, give largesse just to get themselves, back to where they're comfortable with. How do you think that would better help in our coming together?
Okay, moving into that, looking at the country and the rate of insecurity, I think that's why a lot of youth corps members are actually redeploying. And I think this is an opportunity for our leaders to step up and do the right thing. Because looking at the society and looking at the environment, making it conducive and also inculcating the knowledge that we are united despite our different ethnic groups would actually help this come to play.
So act, yes. So people, that's just about the time we have for our conversation today. I'd love to say my very big thank you to Olusegun Okoade. Thank you so very much, sir, for being part of our show.
This is a pleasure to always start the week with Enterprise TV. And to all our viewers, I will tell you, start the week with Enterprise TV and you get the value that is there for the rest of the week. Very true. Very, very true. Yes, so love to say thank you also to you for making our time to be part of our show today. But please do well to visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. Like, follow, and put down your comment respectfully on our social media platforms at Enterprise TV is 7. I am Henry Igwebike.
I am Choma Dorcas Okoye. Thank you.
Yes, on behalf of the entire team, thank you for watching. Bye-bye from us.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.